Welcome back to the Draft Ranking Show. I'm Cody Carpentier, and today is Monday, June 9th. We're going to be talking about the top 25 players in fantasy football for 2025. The rankings are just getting compiled, completed. I've gotten through the first three rounds, so let's talk about the first two. Top 25 players for 2025 fantasy football, starting with a couple of honorable mentions. Three honorable mentions that did not make the list, but just narrowly missed. Trey McBride, tight end from Arizona, a complete dog, north of 100 targets each of the last 2 years. Devontae Adams, new wide receiver in Los Angeles with the Rams. I'm interested to see kind of just what happens with the Rams with Puka Nacua, now Devontae Adams. They got Kyle Williams on offense. They drafted Jarquez Hunter from Auburn. They're making another run at a Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. I think Devontae Adams is going to be a big piece to that. We saw him come on really strong towards the end of last season. He's had a great run of 800 plus yard seasons. I know everyone's talking about Mike Evans and the 1,000-yard streak, but Devontae Adams has been on a heater himself throughout his entire career. And Terry McLaurin, the last of the three honorable mentions, McBride, Adams, and Terry McLaurin. All right, 1 through 25. We're going to start out at number 25, first and foremost, with Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. last year, from a statistical standpoint, maybe didn't do exactly what everybody kind of wished and expected, but 62 receptions, 885 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison Jr. was fine. 116 targets, even with Trey McBride in that offense, proved he could be a guy. And I'm going to stay in on Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he deserves to be at that 2-3 turn, which is coincidentally kind of right where he was drafted last year. 24, Chase Brown, running back for the Cincinnati Bengals. 23, Jackson Smith and Jigba with a new quarterback in Seattle and Sam Darnold, has Ken Walker there, and Cooper Kupp now joins him. Christian McCaffrey at pick 22. When you look at ADP right now, he's anywhere from 9 to 17. I would feel much better about drafting Christian McCaffrey at that 2-3 turn rather than the 1-2 turn. So I got McCaffrey at 22. Another player that's actually at the 3 turn is Tyreek Hill. You get him mostly in the 3rd round right now. Tyreek Hill with the Miami Dolphins talks about trades and stuff like this, but Tyreek I have at 21, just a notch ahead of Christian McCaffrey. The fact of the matter that you could get potentially both of these guys at the 2-3 turn after drafting first overall and to potentially getting a Jefferson, Chase, et cetera, and then coming back and getting Hill and McCaffrey is scary. If that happens, you're going to be cooking with some major, major peanut oil. Tyreek is 21. A.J. Brown comes in at number 20 overall in the rankings, the Philadelphia Eagles star wide receiver. Number 19 overall is Rashee Rice. When you look at Rashee Rice from a wide receiver 1 perspective, what he did for the Kansas City Chiefs just in a couple of weeks this last year, kind of taking that step forward. 79 receptions, 938, and 7 touchdowns as a rookie in 23. Played 4 games this last year before going out with an injury. He looked really good. 7 for 103, 12 for 110, touchdowns, 5 for 75, and a touchdown for the Chiefs to begin last year before that horrific knee injury. I got Rashee Rice as a top 20 player. Number 19 overall. 18 overall, Garrett Wilson gets his former wide receiver, his former quarterback from Ohio State, Justin Fields, now with the Jets. No real target competition outside of Mason Taylor, a rookie. So Garrett Wilson's at 18. I could go higher. Ladd McConkey comes in at 17. Another guy that, again, I love Ladd McConkey, but I just don't know how high you can get this guy. He's a top 10 wide receiver, obviously, in fantasy football at this conversation, which is wild to think about. Ladd comes in at 17. Brock Bowers, the tight end 1. Brock Bowers comes in at 16 overall. Brian Thomas Jr., after a prolific rookie season in Jacksonville, gets another weapon on the side of him with Travis Hunter. Should only help grow his role in that Jacksonville offense. I don't think it's going to be a Mike Evans type role like in Liam Cohen's offense last year, but I do think Brian Thomas can continue to build off of what he did. Derrick Henry, a lot of changing thoughts on him year over year over year, right? You miss on him, you push him with a 2. You get right last year. Now he's down. He's all over really in drafts right now. You can get him anywhere between, it feels like 8 and 30. I got Derrick Henry here at 14. I think there's one more year left in the big dog. Baltimore didn't go out and add anything, so they have Keaton Mitchell. They got Justice Hill. I think Derrick Henry is going to be just fine. 13 overall, we got Puka Nacua. 12, we got Drake London. 11, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And 10 is the Madden cover holder, Saquon Barkley from the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. At number 9 overall, I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor here. Probably going to be a little bit ahead of consensus on Jonathan Taylor. You look at his career, Yes, he had a couple of down seasons in 22 and 23, but he got back to it this last year. 303 carries, 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns, added 18 receptions. I think the receptions bump up this year. Daniel Jones should be the quarterback in week 1. Tons of weaponry there. Allows Jonathan Taylor to get one more big rushing season. And again, he's only going to be age 26. This is going to be his 6th season in the NFL. So JT, top 10 player, number 9 overall. Number 8, Nico Collins, the alpha in Houston. 15, 16, 1,700 yards is kind of what I'm looking for. Rookie Ashton Jeanty comes in at number 7 overall with the Las Vegas Raiders. So the Raiders now have 2 players into the top 16. Number 6, Jahmyr Gibbs. Love him. Not a lot needs to be said. He has the potential to blow past this number 6 ranking and be the next Christian McCaffrey, the next whatever you want to say in fantasy football. For the top 5, 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. Number 5 overall is going to be Malik Neighbors, New York Giants. He was wide receiver 6 last year on a points per game basis. Worst case scenario this year, Russ falls apart, Jackson Dart falls apart, Jameis Winston's throwing him 20 targets a game. So I think Malik Neighbors is a safe pick as ever. CeeDee Lamb comes in at number 4. He adds George Pickens to his side. If George Pickens isn't there, Lamb might be in that 1, 2, 3 conversation. Number 3 overall has to be Bijan Robinson. I know you can make a case for Bijan Robinson to be the number 1 overall player. I might even get there. Over the course of his first 2 seasons, he played in all 34 games, 2,400 yards on the ground, 18 touchdowns, and 120 receptions. Bijan is Bijan. Number 2, Justin Jefferson. Number 1, Jamar Chase. Number 1A, 1B, whatever you want to call it. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. That is your top 25 players in 2025 fantasy football. Number 1, Jamar Chase. 2, Jefferson. Again, 1A, 1B. I love Bijan Robinson at number 3, CeeDee Lamb 4, Malik Neighbors 5, Jahmyr Gibbs 6, Ashton Jeanty 7, Nico Collins 8, Jonathan Taylor 9, and Saquon Barkley clears out the top 10 for my top 25. If you want to get more rankings, more information about the 2025 fantasy football stuff, stay tapped in, stay locked in here at the Draft Rankings Show. Remember, we're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mondays talking about the NFL and fantasy football. Wednesdays talking about scouting, pre-draft scouting for 2026. And then Fridays, we're talking about recruiting and progressing into the weekend for right now, official visits and recruits and all this stuff going towards the season. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Make sure you go over to rosterwatch.com. V1 of the Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet is up and is live. If you want to start drafting for 2025 fantasy football leagues, head on over to rosterwatch.com and download the Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet. You can become a pro or a premium member today. But don't forget, click that like button, click subscribe here on the Draft Rankings YouTube channel. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you on Wednesday.